Welcome back, trainers. So I did go out there and do a couple of Cobalion raids looking for that shiny, staying in my car, and I just did about 4 or 5 of those, and then I just went home and called it good. Now I'm going to urge you to not go out and do raids. Personally, guys, we need to take this serious. We'll talk more about that here in a moment. You will be able to encounter Cobalion, possibly for your Go Battle League reward. So, Sacred Sword, how good is it going to be, folks? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be okay. It's not going to be something you're going to urgently have to get or worry about, to be honest with you. On all 3 of the Swords of Justice trio, the best one is going to be Terrakion. So I'm going to leave this to other YouTubers to break this down a little bit further for you, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really too worried about this, to be honest with you. Maybe Virizion can have some fun usability for this specific move, because I'm assuming that they're all going to be getting this as well as their shiny release, as expected, with Cobalion first, and then Terrakion, and then Virizion. So that's neat, right? So moving on to some more information, some good news for you guys here, and that is going to be the new pass that we can purchase here for the Genesect line is going to actually be able to be done completely by yourself and at home. So that's pretty good news if you're stuck at home. Well, most of us are, right? Seeing that the times that we're in. I am going to be purchasing that coupon here with the points that I did have stacked up. I did go over a few techniques for you to possibly pull a couple bucks for Pokemon Go regarding doing surveys. So this is actually going to cost me $5.99 instead of the $7.99 price tag that they did have initially. So that's pretty nice, getting that at a discount here. So we do have that ready to go. That's going to be going down from the 20th until the 26th. And you will be able to purchase that up to the last day, so you don't have to worry about too much. But why not if you're considering doing it? Maybe you are just waiting on some cash, but you will be able to purchase that up to pretty much the last day if you so choose to do so. Something else you may want to consider before you do get this or you don't get this is the fact that the Genesect that you do catch during this whole event for the pass will be eligible for the Great League. It's going to be under 1500 CP, as opposed to the ones that you get from the EX raid are going to be a bit higher, so you're not going to be able to use those in the Great League. So you may want to think about that if you are into PvP. Genesect in the Great League is actually going to have some decent performance, so should be pretty fun. Take a look at all the items you're going to be able to get out of that. 5 premium passes. That is not the free ones. It's not like, oh, you have to spin a stop and then you get one and then use it and then get another one. You're going to be able to collect them all, as well as all of those other items there. So I think this is well worth it personally for myself during these times. So that should be pretty fun. Now, a bit of other news here. The raid hour is canceled. Go figure. So yeah, you shouldn't be out there raiding too much anyways. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some more battles using Castform Rainy, Mawile lead, and then Hypno. So the Hypno is going to have Thunder and Ice Punch. Mawile is going to have Power Up Punch and Play Rough, and then the Castform is going to have Weather Ball and Thunder. And then I will show all the IVs and movesets on the side here for you to take a look at. So I found some pretty good success with this, guys, and what I'm going to do is try to get to level 10 without using Registeel. So that's pretty much like a handicap, I feel. It's a good Pokemon, obviously. I know a lot of people are trying to, you know, bring their score up. This is the official season, but I refuse to use meta. As you've seen throughout a lot of these videos, I'm testing out random stuff here. We're in the official season, yet I'm still continuing on with these tests. I just can't help myself. It's just too fun. And sticking with the same 3, 4, 5, 7 Pokemon, it gets a little bit boring. You know, 7 is a bit of a variety, I suppose, but, you know, it's just fun to step outside the norm. And a lot of you are really appreciating these videos and taking them into consideration and using a lot of the Pokemon that I'm recommending. So that's really cool, and really appreciate the support, guys. And I will continue to bring you these videos and do the best that I can for you to step outside the norm from whatever everybody else is using, right? All right, trainers. So really quick, back to the raid topic and should you be out. It really depends on your area, honestly. You could stay in your car, but I'm not going to encourage you to go out and raid, okay? If you have a good understanding what's going on in your specific area, you do what you have to do, but I don't want to condone people going out and raiding for Pokemon at a time like this, okay? So we don't need to go down that road and talk about it. You can go pretty much anywhere else and get all kinds of information regarding that, because everybody's talking about it, but I kind of want to keep this Pokemon Go related here and stay on topic. So just want to throw in my 2 little cents there, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and focus on these battles. So I was actually able to go 5-0 with this set here, and I'm running Mawile up front, folks, every time using this Castform. Even if I lose 2 times in a row, I still go right back in there and keep trying to make it work. And I mean, it's doing good, right? You just can't win them all, honestly. And I like to have fun here. So anyways, we have the weather Castform. As you can see, I'm still running it here. So it is pretty good, and it is working for me, and this is why I continue to run it. And not only that, but the more I run this set of 3, the more I become comfortable with them and knowing exactly what they're capable of, in sync with each other. So we're just going to continue on. So we do have the Skarmory out there. We already know Mawile can handle this situation, so we're just going to go in here and prepare for a possible switch here. We should absorb this unless we had another plan, because I wasn't 100% focused on this battle. So we shielded up, preserving his health, switching into the Hypno when they do go into their Whiscash here. Now the Ice and Thunder Punch, is that something you want to personally run? I found it really nice, but I'm going to tell you and be honest with you, there's so many situations where I need Focus Blast, right? But Hypno has such an amazing move pool, it's going to be kind of hard for you to narrow it down, and it really is going to come down to what exactly you do have on your team that you're going to be wanting to put on your Hypno for that coverage, right? So I just decided to go with that because the weather, or the rainy Castform as well as Mawile could handle Registeel pretty good. So I figured just put the other coverage on there. Anyways, we're going to lose this battle. We're going to go ahead and go for Ice Punch here. No, we're definitely not losing that. All right, so going to focus on the battles. I wasn't focused. Let's pay attention. Starting it off with Mawile, of course. And this is a horrible situation, so I'm going to be making a switch immediately into the Hypno here in hopes that they're going to switch. Looks like they wanted to gain a bunch of energy, and this is the exact scenario I was just describing on wanting to have Focus Blast. So as a matter of fact, guys, I do have 3 Hypnos. One with Psyshock, this one that you're currently seeing, and then a shiny one that I did power up. We might take a look at that in another video as to why I powered up 3. We kind of went over this a few times in other videos, and that's the fact that Hypno takes so many TMs. I don't think I recorded it, but I had 200 TMs, and by the time I put the movesets on the 2 Hypnos that I do have, because the Psyshock one's all set, I was at 200 and then I went down to 150. So it took 50 charge TMs to go through those moves. So I just went and made another one and said, the heck with it. Now, I know I said I was going to focus on these battles, and now I'm just talking about something else, but this video is so long that it's okay. We can talk about a topic here and we'll focus back onto these battles here in a second. So we have the Castform out, and they did shield that up. Those Mud Bombs still do a lot of damage. I don't like that. But the Castform can take hits, that's for sure. But those Mud Bombs do a little bit much. So this is not looking too hot. We're down to no shields. They're going to be hitting us with a Rock Slide. They have no more shields either. So I was trying to gain a little bit more energy to have something ready for whatever came in. Going for Power Up Punch obviously would have been horrible. We're able to get to that Power Up Punch on the Whiscash. Let's see how much this does. Almost taking it out. We do have a Pokemon in the back, and that is a Castform, but with barely any health. And look how close it was. So close. There was a match in here. I don't think we've seen it quite yet, but I was trying to switch. It wouldn't let me. I thought I switched, but I kept going with the Pokemon I had, which costed me the battle. I mean, they need to make the switch a little bit more solid, I personally think. So this is going to be a great matchup. We're not going to be switching out. Definitely going to be shielding this up with our Mawile here. We could have went for Power Up Punch sooner, but we were anticipating a possible switch and saving that energy for something else. But since they're deciding to stay in here, we're just going to go all out and take them out before they get off another charge move. In comes the Azumarill, and we're going to go ahead and safe switch into our Hypno here, hoping for an Altaria, and there it is. Beautiful. I love it. And now we're going to go ahead and go for that Ice Punch, and this is why I have Ice and Thunder Punch. And you see those common Azumarills, you see those common Altarias, in which we have Thunder and Ice Punch to take care of both of those. So Hypno can win against Azumarill with Thunder Punch, and Hypno can win against the Altaria with Ice Punch. But in specific matchups like a Bastiodon or a, I don't know, Registeel, then I'm not going to be looking too great. But like I said, the Castform is going to be helping out there, as well as, of course, the Mawile just completely melting it away. But hopefully we do have a shield while using the Mawile. So we're just going to go ahead and try to burn a shield. We do. Very nice. Expecting them them to switch, but I apparently switched myself. And here we go again, not completely focused on this battle. So we do let that go down, of course, and we're going to be going for the Weather Ball. I was really trying to figure something out here, so it looks like we're going to be able to go for another Weather Ball and take the win with the Castform up against the Azumarill. Oh, there we go. A couple more water guns and we take it. All right, so I keep going on random topics here, guys. I stopped the recording and I start it, and then I kind of lose track as to how the battle was progressing. So anyways, I'll focus here. We have a Meganium lead with the Mawile. This is great. We need to look out for Earthquake that will take us out at one shot. So I get a lot of the Frenzy Plant baits. It's almost like playing it safe. Like, yes, I use a shield, but at the same time, you know, I have a lot of health on my Mawile, and we have switch advantage, sort of. So they go in with the Azumarill, and then we switch into Hypno. Yet again, specific thing we were talking about, we really need that Focus Blast. So if I had to take off one, Thunder or Ice Punch to switch for Focus Blast, which one would it be? Well, let's see here. Seeing that Thunder Punch is going to be neutral to Altaria, super effective to Azumarill. If I did have Focus Blast, it's not going to be very effective to Azumarill. Obviously not very effective to Altaria. So probably I would take off Ice Punch. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to be switching into our Castform here and taking this Ice Beam. Easy money. No problem. We are down a shield. They have two though. So we need to try to figure something out. Trying to get a Beta Shield. And we get it. That's awesome. And we're going to take this hit. Hopefully it's not a play rough, and it is a play rough. And now we're going to go ahead and go for the Thunder in hopes that they let this go through. If they do, we're looking great, but they shielded up, so we're looking horrible. We are not looking good at all. So Ice Beam is not taking us out. We're going to switch anyway so they can't gain any more energy. Trying to salvage this the best way I can. I shouldn't have even used this shield, to be honest. I should have just let them take me out. Sort of. Actually, I could have won this. What they did was that clean switch right there, and that's what took the win for them. Okay, never mind. Yep. GG's there, and then I think I rage quit. I was like, wow. On to the next battle where you're met with an Umbreon. They're switching into Registeel, and I almost switched, but then I was thinking, no, we do not want to switch. We have energy up on this Registeel, and they just switched into a Fire Fang, Power Punch, Mawile. Let's go. Okay, so we're just going to stay here. The Umbreon, we can take care of that with the Castform. Okay, so we don't have to really worry about that. They're switching into Toxicroak. Should have made the switch a little bit sooner, to be honest with you. Now the only thing we have to worry about is the Umbreon coming in and farming us down. I mean, these Thunder Punches are not doing much. And they shield up the first one, possibly expecting a Focus Blast or something like that. So, totally see where they're coming from for shielding that up. But they have no more shields anymore, so they are farming us. As you can see, they are farming us hard. So at this point, I make a switch. Yeah, I guess this is okay. I mean, full health, Castform, sure. I do decide to shield this first one up, knowing that I'm going to be bombarded with a couple of those. So there's the second one. We're able to get to our Weather Ball here. Better off going for Weather Ball over the Thunder at this point. And we're going to be able to finish it off with quick moves. We have Pokemon in the back. We're looking prime. That's just prime. Do you ever watch the old school Beast Wars back on TV? Those were good times. I had all the toys. So they are starting it off with a Haunter, and we're switching into our Hypno. Took a bunch of health off, but that Haunter did retreat with a good amount of energy. And they're switching into Azumarill. Love it. You guys know why I like this, is because we have that Thunder Punch. We're going to be shielding this up. Seeing that we do have a Confusion user, which will be doing a lot of damage to that Haunter, as well as the super effective to the Azumarill, I think I needed to keep that alive a little bit. Then they bring in Altaria. This matchup was insane. My Hypno literally had a move for every Pokemon on their team. Confusion for Haunter, Thunder Punch for Azumarill, and Ice Punch for Altaria. Let's go Hypno, the one-man army. But it is going to be going down. I decided to just let it go because that'll probably be within my best interest here to just finish it off with the rest of the Pokemon. Mawile is just going to be able to take out that Haunter with quick moves here. And that's not doing any damage because it's Ghost and Poison type. We're just using it to power our Fire Fang up, right? And we're just going to go ahead and go for Power Up Punch. And not really hitting many here because they're going to obviously shield and they go down and we take the win. All right, moving on to the next one. We have quite a few more battles ahead of us, folks. Like you guys been saying, you enjoy the longer videos, so I will deliver. Okay, so we have Sableye versus Mawile here. This is okay. I'm definitely going to have to shield stuff up. Even though I'm resisting it, it's still going to hurt me quite a bit because we are squishy. So they are shielding up our Power Punch. Sweet, they used a shield. Looks great. I decide to let this go through. We survive with a sliver of health, but we're able to get off a Power Punch here, and this should be able to take them out. And down they go. So we are still ahead here. Now we can decide what to go in with. Let's go ahead and go in with that Castform, of course. So this is a good situation for me. We just have to look out for the Earthquake. Sludge Wave will do a good amount of damage as well. They were charging up quite a bit. So I decide to let this go through, thinking that they're going to try to hit me back to back with something else. And I decided to let this one go through as well. I was anticipating a switch, but I decided to just save that shield for Hypno and farm it down. Now we have energy for whatever's in the back, but ooh, it is going to be a Probopass. So yet again, another situation in which I need Focus Blast, folks. But watch, you know how it goes. As soon as I take off Ice Punch, I'm going to be needing it the most, right? So we'll just stick with this moveset, and you know, it is what it is. You can't have every move all the time. But I do have several different Hypno, so I may want to test those out. So we're just getting a little bit more energy. I figured this was a losing situation for me at this point, but I was just trying to potentially go for back-to-backs to see if we would be able to pull this off here. It's going to be very close. Shadow Ball even would have been better for me in this situation here, but yep, we're losing it, and hey, they take the game there. All right, moving on to the next one here. Starting it off with Mawile and a Lantern. And I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And we're not switching into Castform because, well, that's not going to work either because, well, we're Water type. So we switch into Hypno, and they're switching into Azumarill. So they have two Water Pokemon on their team. Very weak to Grass, but we do not have any Grass. But what we do have is Electric, so let's go. We even have an Electric move on our Castform, so we have to think about that. And we also have to think about preserving this Hypno here to some degree because of two Water Pokemon and our Thunder Punch, as well as a lot of damage with Confusion. So we're able to almost take it out. We're not going to shield this up. Have a little bit of energy. We should be able to get to a charge move. Almost, but that Lantern built up energy before when it was in the beginning, and now we were able to get to a Thunder Punch. They switch into Skarmory, folks. This is good. And now we can switch into Mawile here. And we already know what it is. We don't need to shield up anything. We don't have any shields. Doesn't matter. So we will be resisting the Sky Attack here. We're going to save the energy for whatever they do bring in after this. It is going to be that Lantern. We're going for that heavy hitting move. They're going to have to use their last shield, in which they do. Perfect. So now what I can do with my Castform is go in there and potentially use a Thunder on it. So we do a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, that Lantern did gain energy. So I did bring in Hypno to kind of pressure them to use some of that energy. Perfect. Now we can go in here with no shields, and we are going to eat a Thunderbolt, but it's not going to take us out. At this point, we do not need to go for a Thunder. We can go for a Wither Ball, and this is not going to KO, or it is going to KO. Okay. Weather, Castform, why? Just water, rainy. My goodness, Castform. All right. Anyways, we have Umbreon here. Don't really like this. Don't really not like it. But they switch into Meganium. Yet again, another one of those situations where they switch into their weakness here. And I'm thinking, all right, okay, we did a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and go with Hypno here. Probably should have kept on with Mawile, honestly. Probably should have done that. So we're going to eat another Frenzy Plant because it just charges extremely fast. Hypno basically did nothing. So we kind of just sacrificed the Hypno here. We're going to go back in with Mawile. Now at least we still have two shields, I guess. What do they have for their third Pokemon? Oh my goodness. So that move was pretty much on point. I mean, I didn't know, but it worked out perfectly, sacrificing the Hypno to preserve a shield, right? So basically they have an Umbreon in the back. The Castform can take care of that. Not completely, but it can take the hits fairly well while dishing out good damage with the Weather Ball and with the Water Gun. And as well as my Power Punch doing super effective damage. and not very effective with the dark moves towards me here. So I do decide to shield this up. Seeing that I do have the Mawile vamped up to some degree, we're going to be able to survive this and get off another power-up punch. And there it is. This is going to be doing good damage. Better make sure we hit that excellent. They decide to shield it up there. Alright, so it's okay. They're using their energy. It doesn't matter. Look how low their health is. We have a whole Castform in the back that just now seen the action. So that was another good game there. Moving on. And we're met with another Umbreon. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Just always waiting for that switch. We could go for a play rough, but what if they shield it up? That is so much energy loss, in which we could have been doing super effective with Power Punch and also more damage with the Fire Fangs, potentially just doing more at the end of the day over going for the shielded up Dazzling Gleam, or Play Rough I should say. So just continuing on with these things here, vamping up the Mawile. We did use a shield. They did use a shield. I think we're going to let this go through. We will be able to survive barely, and getting off one more Power Punch. And this should do it. Let's see if they burn their last shield, and they let it go down. Great. Alright, so we did a lot of damage to that Jirachi. And at this point, this is interesting. So Jirachi's really good. Doom Desire hits hard. But the thing is, we're pure water. We're going to be resisting that. So it doesn't do much. That's great. And this is going to be doing more damage right back to it. They do let it go through. We're able to finish it off with water guns. They're switching into Altaria, and I make an immediate switch into my Hypno. I didn't care what it was. I didn't want them to have an energy advantage. And since we do have Ice Punch, we are going to be able to win this. So they do shield that up. The Confusions are doing so much damage. We're able to get to another Ice Punch. They don't have any more shields, and that is doing a lot of damage. We should be able to survive this with a sliver of health and take them out with not even seeing the Confusion there. Moving on to our next opponent. This video is going to be around almost 50 minutes, I think. So a Venusaur lead, great. We love it. So I have come to learn to let the Frenzy Plants go through. I may feel like I need to shield, but it's better off to just let it go through. Alright, so they make a switch into Azumarill really quick, and I decide to just go Power Punch. I should have saved that energy, honestly. Making a switch into the Castform here. Hoping they have an Ice Beam. It seemed a little quick, and it is an Ice Beam. But like we discussed in our last video, that does not rule out the fact that they have Play Rough. But I'm assuming they're going to have Ice Beam and possibly Hydro Pump. So we're able to get to another one. They did let that Thunder get through. We're looking great. They let it go down. They still have 2 shields. What are they going to do here? This little Castform is putting in so much work, folks. This was obviously expected here. I should have known that. I'm just not in it. Not thinking about it. Coming back in with Venusaur. Figured they were going to do that. But it's so low. We're able to take it out with Hypno. We still have 2 shields. Going into our Mawile here. This is their last Pokemon. They have 2 shields left. Mawile can finish off the Registeel at this point. With 2 shields, even if they have 2 shields, it doesn't matter. We don't need to rely on the Power Punch to do the damage. What we need to rely on is the Power Punch increasing our attack for Fire Fang. Because they can't block Fire Fang, and down it goes with 2 shields. Mawile put it in work. Let's go. And we're met with a very interesting Water Castform. Let's go. So it threw me off a little. So I made a switch into my Hypno. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they might know what I have. Probably see my video. They do shield it up and make a switch into Altaria. Love that though. Love it when they switch into Altaria or Azumarill when I make my swap into Hypno. We're going for that Ice Punch and taking it very low. We will be letting this go through and going back in with our Mawile and trying to gain a bunch of energy. I think that's what we're going to farm it down. Maybe go for a Power Punch because it's a little ambitious there. We can take this without having to use a shield. And okay, no, wow, no, we went for the, the whole thing. Look at us go. All right, so we're going to be going for the Dazzling Gleam. Play rough. Play rough. Okay, play rough. They shielded up. Not good, but it's all right. We're still not in a horrible position here. We still have 2 shields and our Castform in the back. So at this point, I could have spammed them with the Weather Ball, but they make a switch into Bronzong. And this is a very interesting situation. I haven't fought one of these in a while. I figured I'd be able to win this. I mean, they have no more shields. Weather Ball is fairly spammy. And we have 2 shields, basically. And enough health to survive the quick moves here. So I decide to go for the farm down and just go for Thunder here. And we're able to take that win. And the Weather Castform Rainy coming in like usual, doing its job. Quite amazing. Obviously, not all the time where it's going to be performing fantastic. So I do believe this is going to be the set in which I was able to win 5 out of the 5. All right, so we're met with the Registeel. Absolutely love this. We know it. Mawile versus Registeel lead is the best. We are going to be using shields, but it is going to be great for us, right? Because we're going to vamp up that Fire Fang. Whatever they bring in, if they bring in a water, sure, we'll be able to counter. So they are making a switch into Azumarill. We're just going to go right into our Castform here, expecting an Ice Beam. That was very quick. And you guys know how I feel. If I see an Ice Beam, I'll try to go for a Thunder, although don't always rely on that. If you run into me, go Battle League, I just might switch it up and try to bait you there, like we've seen a couple of times throughout this video. So they get us with a Play Rough. All right, so this is Ice Beam Play Rough, not good. I'm getting a bit ambitious here, and I actually made it to Thunder. Wow, that's amazing. So they let it go through because they have no more shields. We have one left. They go in with a Medicham. Now, a little tricky here. Yes, the Hypno is going to be able to take care of it-ish, but that's because of the confusion. Our charge moves are not great. They're making a switch back into the Registeel. We're going right back in with Mawile. We always want the Mawile to be lined up here. We're going to be shielding this up or not. I think my thought process at this point was farm this down here, shield this up, farm it down, have a bunch of energy for Medicham, and see what we can do with that. It's very unusual for me to not shield the Mawile going up against the Registeel like that. Yeah, definitely wanted to farm down with Hypno to have enough energy to take this Medicham out. We don't have too much to worry about from the Medicham, but I mean, Ice Punch is going to add up. You know, it's going to add up. So take a look at that, good amount of damage. But since we did farm down with the Hypno, now I see the strategy, what I was doing there. All right, and it worked. Very nice. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. This set was actually able to get me the 5, and I went for the free rewards or the regular ones. Of course, the one time that I go for the regular ones, I get the 5 out of 5 wins. All right, so moving on to the next battles here. And we're met with a Pallone Venusaur. Love it. They're making a switch into Altaria, and we're going to go with our Hypno, of course, with that Ice Ice Baby. So we're going to shield this up. We want to preserve this now. We're in a good position here. And Ice Punch is going to be able to be spammed fairly nice while maintaining a little bit more health from that first shield from the Sky Attack there. Deciding to use a second shield. Very interesting. Going for that Ice Punch. Because they have Venusaur in the back. Okay. So they're going to have to reveal their other Pokemon. That's what I wanted. Alright, so it's a Raichu. We're going to be going for Ice Punch for neutral damage here. They decide to use their last shield. And this is bad. This is really bad because they farmed us down. Now we have a Castform. What are we going to do? How are we going to pull this off? So I decide to just sack it. Like, shoot, just, yep. He's going to have to just go down. We go in with our Mawile here. And, oh boy, let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, they take us out. So that was very unexpected and a hard loss there. Hey, at least we got both shields. Hey. Not completely owned. Alright, so we have a Medicham lead, and this is not good. We're going to be going with our Hypno here. Because I feel like the Weather Castform, the water one, is going to be able to have a good matchup against Medicham anyways. Because if it had Power Punch, not very much damage. Ice Punch, not very effective. But if they had Dynamic Punch, not great. So Bastodon, this is not a good situation. My Confusion, not very effective. My Thunder Punch, neutral damage, and not doing that much. If I had Focus Blast, well, obviously, we keep saying that it'd be great, but we do not have Focus Blast here. But we're still able to chip it down into the lower yellow here. Going in with the Castform, and we're going to be shielding this up. Now, I want to just farm it down. They make a switch, though, and I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. That was a big mess up. I should have just switched into Mawile. Just like that, but unfortunately I expended that energy and I was going to need that later on, as you're going to see here. So we're going to try to get a shield out of them, and we get a shield. Very good. Let's see if we can get another shield out of them, but that's going to require us to shield up here. and I let it go through, and potentially getting another shield, thinking we have a fairy type move coming in, but they let it go through and gain energy. Can we farm down? Can we? Oh, we do. All right. All right, can we pull this off, folks? Let's see what we have. Oh, they go in with the Medicham. Ooh, should we block this? No, it's just a power-up punch. Good. So we're going to be going for that Weather Ball. This is not looking great. We still have one shield, and I think I should have used my shield a little sooner there. Yep, it's basically game over. Power-up punch. It's going to be doing more for the counter, and down we go. Yep, and we take another loss there. So we have an Altaria lead. Always love this. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily love that matchup, but yeah, they're switching. They're switching into Registeel. All right, let's Registeel, Altaria, Azumarill. Oh, come on, guys. All right, so we're gonna stay in the fight here and just go for a power punch and take out this Registeel. Get it out of here. Get that Registeel out of here. Get out of here. No disrespect to the trainer, I'm just being silly. I just don't like Registeel anymore. It's starting to get so annoying seeing it over and over and over again, but I love to melt it away though with my Mawile. That never gets old. So we have a Gengar, very weird. Very, it's not weird. I shouldn't say, that's a weird choice of words. Odd choice of words. It's unique. Very neat. So you may want to use Haunter though. A little lag, and we have an Ice Punch. And we're going to be making a switch. How are we going to pull this off here? We have no more shields. They have no more shields. This is not going to be definitely hard. So I see how we're going to just Weather Ball it and go in with our Hypno, or Weather Ball it again. This should almost take it out. And we take it out with the Castform. Let's go. Let's go. On to our next opponent. Shout out to everybody that I did battle. It's cool seeing in the comments that, hey, that's awesome seeing myself battle you in a video. And I see all the comments, folks. So they are switching into the Registeel after we did switch into our Hypno here. And the best thing that we can do is just go for Thunder Punch. That's it. There's no other play. Unless time runs out and I decide to switch back with energy on my Hypno and go in with Mawile or possibly Castform. But for the most part, I'm not shielding this up. Why? What's the point? They're going to get to another Flash Cannon. So we're just going to go ahead and go in here with the Mawile. They're switching immediately into Azumarill, and we're up a shield, so we're looking great. That was way too soon. Definitely going to be an Ice Beam. So we've seen this before, potentially trying to bait a shield out of me. They could have a Play Rough in the back, so we need to look out. They let that go through. They have one more shield, and at this point, we're farming. We're going to let this go through. We don't care what it is. It's a Hydro Pump. We can take that. We're farming. Now we have energy. We're just going to go for that Weather Ball immediately for whatever comes in. It's going to be that Registeel. This is not enough to take it out, I don't think. Water Guns, real close. Switching into Toxicroak, and we're going to go ahead and go for that Weather Ball there. Switching into Mawile. Going in for the Power Up Punch to make our Fire Fang stronger here. We still have 2 shields. So what's going to happen is we're going to vamp up our Fire Fang, so we're going to be able to demolish whatever's in the back there. And we still have a shield, and down it goes, right? Reggie still took a nap. Did you see that? All right, on to the next opponent. We have a Haunter. So we're going to stay in this fight. We may try to make a switch into Hypno. So this usually gets a shield out of them, but they didn't fall for it. They know better. Now we're making a switch to eat up this Shadow Punch with something it's super effective, dude. Not the smartest, but they're making a switch into a Azumarill here. I like this, so we can recover from this some degree. If we shield this up, we're not shielding that. It's very interesting. I should have shielded that up and then went for another Thunder Punch, but I guess not. So we're going to let the Hydro Pump go through. I don't remember this. Alright, gain a little bit more energy. Gonna go for Weather Ball. Take it out. Have energy left over. They're shielding it. Switching. Haunter. We should shield this up. Okay, yeah, definitely. And feint them down with quick moves. Okay, yeah. Good play. Good play, me. Alright. And they're going in with Registeel. We're just going to go Weather Ball. I don't think I should... Yeah, I should switch. Man, I don't even remember these plays. Sorry, there's just too many battles, folks. I got a lot of things going on right now. As we all do, right? Or we have a lot of concerns as well. So our minds are just kind of all over the place. Well, personally for me. So forgive me for not being completely focused here. So we eat that. And gain a little bit more energy. Man, I knew what I was doing. Let's go. Or not. Oh, why? We had the Weather Ball. What happened? We had it. Oh, they had a shield left, so that's why there's no point. I had to farm down with quick moves. Oh, okay. I'm learning stuff for myself. Alright, so we have an Umbreon. Getting ready for a switch, and there it is. We're going to go with the Castform. So, Castform, Castform, Castform. It reminds me of like a toothpaste or something. A little toothbrush. The toothpaste on it. Alright, so we're going to go for the bait here. Damn, we don't get it. That wasn't good. Ah, we need to shield this up and go for Thunder. Yeah, okay. So as a play rough, definitely would have taken us out. Let's hope that they'll probably shield it now. Nope, they decided to let it go. They don't care about their Azumarill. Going back in with the Umbreon. And we're going to have to go back in with the Mawile because Hypno can't fight that unless it has Focus Blast. Expecting another switch here. Getting some energy. And they decide to use it. Thinking that they might be able to KO us here. That wouldn't have gotten us down, but I want to preserve our health here for whatever is in the back. And this video is coming to an end, folks. So if you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and I will continue to bring you these long videos. Hopefully, you'll continue to enjoy them. In comes the Jirachi. We're able to melt it away, and we're going to be able to take that win. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you next time. Take care.